Rigby, who comes from the Failsworth area of Manchester. He is intense and manic in his training, so much so that here's a story. His dog used to go on training runs with him, but his dog couldn't keep up with him. His dog kept getting sick. They've had to stop that. This guy gets up at 4 o'clock every morning to run.
He is a prolific trainer. He needs to get rid of the Ridgeback and get himself a whippet, I think.
It's a greyhound, I think.
And now coming to the ring from Holloway and Liverpool, Colin Dunne.
Well, Colin Dunne is making his 6th defence of this WBU title of his tonight, but he has things to prove, and he's an angry man, Colin Dunne, because last time out he looked as if he was fading. He didn't look the Colin Dunne of old, didn't look the Colin Dunne that beat Billy Schwer in what was a classic fight, and most people thought he was beaten by the South African Martin Jacobs. He thinks everybody should have cut him a bit more slack. He says he had flu in the build-up to the fight, and tonight he will prove us all wrong. He's not a fighter you'd ever write up. I've got a lot of respect for Colin Dunne and what he's done in the business, whatever he now says about all us so-called experts on Sky.
Well, you know, he's been such a good pro, maybe he deserves a little bit of slack. He did look very lucky then, but everybody's due an off night, especially somebody who's performed as well as Colin Dunne.
Tail of the tape for a fight that we're all looking forward to here. Rigby's 3 years younger. He might be that bit fresher, though he's been in a few wars himself in the ring. They're both 5'6". They both have the same reach, 67 inches. Dunne 3/4 of a pound inside, and Rigby a full 2 pounds inside the 9 stone 9 limit. That's amazing, because he's been operating at the next weight up, like welterweight recently. Rigby's been a pro for 10 years and Dunne for 9. Dunne's had more fights and at a higher level too in the main. Boxed more rounds, very good technician. I think he'll have the superior skills, but is he as good as he used to be?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBU Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with white letters, and weighing in at 9 stone, 7 pounds, 10 ounces. His professional record, 27 bouts with 20 victories, including 9 knockouts with 7 losses, and he's the current WBF light welterweight world champion. Title not on the line tonight. He's the challenger from Manchester, England. Here is Rigby. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white colors and weighing 9 stone, 8 pounds, 4 ounces. He brings a professional record to the ring consisting of 37 bouts, 36 victories, including 25 knockouts with only 1 defeat. From Holloway and Liverpool, England, the reigning, defending WBU lightweight champion of the world, Colin the Dynamo Dunne.
Dave Paris is the referee from Tottenham in North London.
Boys, I spoke to you both in the dressing room. You know the rules. Punch with the knuckle part of the glove. If one of you goes down, the other one will go to the furthest usual corner. Break when I tell you to. Defend yourself at all times. Shake hands, boys. Good luck there, both.
Well, is he still the Dynamo, or has he lost the hub? Colin Dunne, 31 now. Wayne Rigby coming in a full 2 pounds inside the lightweight limit, when his recent campaigns have been up at 10 stones. In other words, he's gone down a half a stone from that. So intense has been his preparation. Colin Dunne in the white trunks, the defending WBU champion here. The black of Wayne Rigby of Manchester, the former abattoir worker. Dunne, who used to be a stable lad earlier on in his career. Good body puncher, and that is something that Rigby will have to watch out for. They've both had some hard ones. Who's got the most left? Colin Dunne won an absolute classic with Billy Schwer. People still talk about that fight, but how much did it take out of him? Rigby lost 2 thrillers with Michael Ayres. Better start here from Dunne, who somehow just did not look himself at all in his last fight. Was that just a blip, a little aberration? Will he be back to his best here? Or was that the sign that he's on the slide?
Well, and he has been used to bigger fights, so maybe just took that one a little bit easier mentally and got a bit of a shock. But he can't afford to in this one. This has the makings of being a real grueling fight. 2 very fit, very strong, excellent fighters.
At a packed London arena, which is a great one for boxing. Been some really good nights here over the years. The brighter start here, the more workmanlike start from Dunne. Always has a high work rate, and he does love that left hook to the body. He'll be insulted that the bookmakers had him as a slight underdog to keep his title tonight.
Well, it's Dunne who's getting off with more of the shots. He's looking for the looping punches to the body and bring them back to the head.
I think one of the questions with Rigby is, has he quite got the skills to stay with Dunne technically?
Well, Dunne boxed at a higher level, a bit more polished than Rigby. But, you know, Rigby's very, very determined. He'll be looking to make it a very hard fight, dig Dunne into the trenches.
Dunne's only lost once in 37 fights when he was stopped by Michael Ayres, who has those 2 wins over tonight's rival Rigby. I thought Rigby had come out a little bit more fiery than this.
Well, he's obviously got plenty of respect for Colin Dunne, but Dunne, the better work rate. He's looking to put more shots in early on.
Meanwhile, have a look at this from outside. Nassim Hamed makes his arrival. Now, remember 13 months ago when he lost to Marco Antonio Pereira, he seemed a worried man all night before that fight. Assess his mood this time.
This way, here we go.
He looks good to be back, doesn't he? Glad to be back.
I think, yeah, it's been a while out. He'll be glad to be back. I mean, this is what he's known for most of his life, being around fights. So he'll be glad to be back, I think, and he'll want to put on a very good performance. He seems confident, seems up for it.
The measure of the great fighters is that they can bounce back. But is Hamed a great fighter? Questions to be answered in the second phase of his career, which starts right here this evening. Second round of this one. Colin Dunne in the white trunks, doing more work, I thought, in the first round, although Rigby does have quite a significant height and reach advantage when you see the 2 of them side by side. Dunne, originally from Liverpool, now based in Holloway in North London, lives and breathes boxing and has been with his trainer Colin Lake for 11 years. That was a low one from Dunne. Keep them up, says Dave Paris.
Dunne's trying to loop those body shots into the body, but that one just going a bit too low.
Oh, good right hand there from Rigby, who seems to be getting improving power as he's gone on in his career, I've noticed. That was his best punch of the contest so far.
Would be pretty content just to cover up, and you know, he's allowing Dunne to get the punches up through the middle and round the sides.
It's good stuff from Dunne, who brings the punches from all sorts of angles.
Dunne just tends to keep the punches coming in, just one after the other. It's difficult to defend against when they keep coming like that.
You get the feeling this is going to get very intense. You can turn the temperature up in there probably to about 150 degrees centigrade by the time this is finished. I'd say Dunne already looks better tonight than he did at any point in his last fight with Martin Jacobs.
Yes, he does. He's trying to get a rhythm, trying to keep the punches flowing. Rigby's having to cover up and, you know, just be a bit physical in there, pushing Dunne off.
A little body shot from Rigby, but he's getting outworked here by the man who's got a good nickname which sums up his style, Dynamo.
Rigby's got to try and get a bit of rhythm going himself because he's just not getting the punches off.
Same pattern again in round two. Dunne doing most. Rigby's got to stay with this.
Well, Rigby's standing in front of Dunne, but he's not getting the shots off. He's got to start throwing some punches himself.
He made the weight easily enough, Rigby, but he looked pretty hollow-cheeked, I noticed, at the weigh. And how hard was it, the battle? And Dunne's won the first 2 rounds.
Just to interject here, I very much you're enjoying this special event on Sky Box Office, so much to come. But if you experience any difficulty receiving our signal tonight, this is the number to call: 08705 800 888. That's 08705 800 888. Looks like we've got a good one to get us underway.
Yeah, that's true, Paul, but I'm a bit surprised by Wayne Rigby here. He's not breathing as much fire as I thought he would, and he's showing an almost exaggerated respect for Dunne. He's tapping his gloves all the time, and he's not getting down to his own work, Glenn.
Yeah, he's not getting his punches off. What he's got to start doing is start getting some rhythm, letting the punches flow. But I think Dunne, very difficult to defend yourself against because the punches just keep coming, one after the other. They just keep coming in. So he needs to start doing something, needs to start breaking Dunne up, probably using the jam a little bit.
Third round, white trunks, remember, of Colin Dunne, who, by the way, has only ever boxed outside of London twice in his career, and here he is in the capital again tonight. I think he's been stung by the criticism he received last time, and maybe that's all the motivation he needed really to get himself absolutely right mentally and physically for this one.
Well, sometimes a bit of criticism is not a bad thing. Just get your feet back on the floor, makes you think and try that bit harder.
Rigby can't get his jab going at all at the moment, and he's just finding it hard to cope with the hand speed as well of Colin Dunne. Dunne, by the way, one of his biggest fans is the old Sex Pistols man, Johnny Rotten, who's sitting at ringside tonight somewhere, watching all this. Often hangs around in the gym too. They've become quite good friends. That's better from Rigby, the body shot.
Well, you went on, you spoke about how hard Rigby's prepared and, you know, how diligently he's been in the gym. All hope that he hasn't been in the gym too much, because it is a danger with fighters that they often leave some of their best work in the gym.
Yeah, good point, Glenn. I just wonder about that. You hear all kinds of stories about Rigby's manic training, army-style stuff, climbing up ropes and all sorts. But I'll tell you what, he's hardly ever in a bad fight.
Very rarely. Great competitor, Rigby, and, you know, he's got to pick it up, but I'm sure he will.
He needs to, because Dunne's dominating this at the moment. Oh, no, he's tripped over the referee. Can you believe that? Well, he seemed to trip over the referee's legs to me. He's counting that as a... I don't believe that. Dave Paris is counting that as a knockdown. Oh, poor Colin Dunne. I mean, Wayne Rigby knows it wasn't and touches his glove. But, well, Dave Paris is such an experienced referee, but I think he got that wrong.
Well, I think he did get that wrong. I'm amazed he didn't feel it on his own feet, because it did seem as if he tripped over Dave Paris's feet there. Definitely wasn't a knockdown for me.
Well, how are the judges going to score that? Because if they score it and this ends up close, there's going to be a right old hullabaloo.
Well, they're right on hand. I have a feeling they'll ignore that.
You think they'll just ignore it?
Yeah, I think they will.
Might be right. Because otherwise Dunne won the round. He's angry, Dunne, as he goes back to the corner. But that was counted against him by the referee. It's all happening here already tonight.
Yeah, it is all happening. He'll be very upset with that. That was certainly wasn't a knockdown.
Dave Paris would have been booked for this if it had been football. It'd have been a yellow card.
Well, we might be able to see what happened here. Just getting the shots off, pushed back by the jab, and then he tripped over. Certainly he was fine. It was just a little bit of a jab. You just can't see what the feet are doing at this point. But just as the referee walks past, little jab and over he topbles, and can't be a knockdown.
Well, he called it a knockdown. He hardly touched him. If he did go down from the punch, I mean, it was a powder puff, half-hearted jab.
I think he knows he didn't.
Fourth round. Black trunks, remember, of Wayne Rigby, who's looking to take this WBU title that Dunne has been trading on now for 4.5 years away from him. It's been quite a good earner for Colin Dunne. I wish he'd have just gone on and fought some of the top lightweights in the world at some point in that reign. They've just kept him at this level, and he's a good little operator who deserved to have just gone on from that a bit. Now, Rigby's got to do something about this here, the way this is going.
Well, he's certainly not doing enough, Rigby. He's got to start trying to put some combinations together, because it's Dunne who's teeing off on Rigby.
Just having trouble really reading the kind of angles that Dunne is finding for his punches.
Well, he looks over at the corner there as if for a bit of advice on what to do with this constant punching that Dunne's throwing.
Well, he must have watched video after video of Colin Dunne and known exactly the kind of style he's been in with, but it's a style he's struggling to cope with in the reality of the fight on the night here at the London Arena.
Yeah, it breaks up your rhythm when punches are coming at you. You've got to try and stop to get a bit of stance and all that yourself, so you can get your punches off, and he's not been allowed to do that, Rigby.
Dunne at the moment is giving the lie to those who thought he might be halfway to being a shot fighter. He looks much more like his old self at the moment, which is not to say that Rigby won't find something to turn things around at some point.
Well, to do that, Rigby needs to let his own punches go, and to counter Dunne, he's got to throw them in combinations. He can't rely on single shots, because there'll be something else coming from Dunne. He's got to start, just shoving them out there.
It's a really disappointing effort, this, so far, from Wayne Rigby. Had a first-round win last time out, Rigby, against much lower grade opposition, it must be said. Good uppercut from Rigby, that's better. It's just maybe taking time to get into the rhythm of this fight, but these are costly rounds to be giving away. I don't know, he's almost fighting with an inferiority complex in there for some reason. And Bob Shannon, the cornerman, and his son there, they must be mystified about this too. Unfortunately, these days we don't have the microphones legitimately in the corner, so you don't get a full listen in on what's being said in there. It's a pity we don't have that, really, because you'd get a good insight.
Deep press, deep press. Come on, relax now. Relax. Yeah. 10 body shots inside now. Remember, go over to your left because he's throwing that left foot. Walk the opposite way.
Well, Bob Shannon wanted a little bit more work with body shots, but it's Dunne who's getting his punches off Rigby, but too much of each round is just covering up and allowing Dunne to get the punches off, and Rigby's got to come and do something a bit more now.
Now round 5, so far so good for Colin Dunne. Rigby needing to get more competitive. Just marked up a little around the face as well, Wayne Rigby, who left school at 15 with no qualifications. He came from a broken home, and when he started boxing, his mum just didn't realise how good he was. She was amazed. He walked in one day and said, "I'm fighting for the British Championship." Good uppercut from Rigby, but his successes are sporadic.
Yes, there are too many single shots. He's got to start putting them together more, Rigby.
And this is a fighter who's given terrific value as well, this Wayne Rigby, which is why everybody got so excited about this fight beforehand. He muscles in on Dunne over on those ropes.
This is the work rate that we're used to from Dunne. Shots just coming in, one arm, then the other arm. Punches head and body.
It's not so clean with the shots there, Dunne, as they worked in close. Rigby used to have wars in the gym with Michael Brodie, who you'll be seeing next on this bill tonight, former European super bantamweight champion, and they were so intense that they had to call them off. They were damaging each other too much.
Well, at times I'm questioning Rigby's focus or concentration. He keeps looking around, a little bit disturbed by things.
He looks hurt too. There's a couple of shots thud in from Dunne, whose confidence grows all the time. This is quite strange what we're seeing here from Rigby tonight. Have those battles, I wonder, the 2 fights with Michael Ayres, the one he had with Vanzi earlier, have they caught up with him more than the hard fights Dunne has had have taken their toll on his talents? It's a question, isn't it?
It is, Ian, but it's also about styles, and I think he's just struggling with this constant work from Dunne. He's not used to it. You know, he's used to being first to the punch and pushing other fighters. He's not used to being pushed at pace himself.
And I just wonder about this weight thing as well with Rigby. How hard a battle has it been for him to get inside the weight limit? I don't know, he has the look of a fighter who just might be a bit weight drained to me. And you said you thought he looked very hollow-cheeked.
I did early on when he was warming up in the dressing room. He looked hollow-cheeked, dips in the temples and the cheeks. Normally a sign that he works very hard to make the weight.
It's not happening for him in there at the moment. Definitely not. It is for him.
Come on, my son. That's beautiful.
There's Terry Toole, another of this close-knit camp. They've almost got a siege mentality, the Colin Dunne camp. He's landed so many more punches already, according to our computer.
Well, they're happy in the Dunne corner, and so they should be. He's boxing well, getting his shots off well, and just he's the one that's having all the success. What I'm noticing, the lax in concentration from Rigby, just looking to the side, had to pay the price there with a good left hook.
Boxing runs in the blood of Colin Dunne. His uncle Jimmy boxed in the Tokyo Olympics of 1964, the year of Mary Rand and Limberleek Davis. That was a long time ago. Round 6, white trunks of Dunne, who I've given every round to so far, and I've not scored that knockdown that was called in the third, though the judges might, so you could argue about that one. But I think Dunne's won everything else, Glenn, hasn't he?
Yes, he's winning everything. It's all him. In fact, pretty disappointed with Rigby You know, I'm not sure what's happened to him. For me, he's boxing like a man who has struggled with the weight or has done too much in the gym, because there's no snap or sharpness there. He can't find a rhythm.
Good right hand from Rigby. But he just can't cope with the intensity and pressure and the workaholic nature of the man in front of him. Ooh, kind of walked onto a right hand as well there from Dunne. Dunne had a good one over Philip Holliday, the former world champion from South Africa. He caught Holliday, I think, at the right time, and he beat Billy Schwer, he beat Afif Jelti, who's caused an awful lot of other British fighters huge problems. Schwer beat him. 8.5-year pro career, and that's some lovely combination work from Dunne, who in cameos looks really quite classy, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. I think, you know, you've got to be pretty impressed at his work rate, the way, you know, he keeps these punches coming in. You know, one hand, then the other. As soon as he slips to the side, there's a punch comes with that.
Again, Rigby shoots a glance at the referee over something. He just looks a troubled fighter in there. Has done from the word go tonight.
Well, he's struggling to get into this fight. It's hard for him. Dunne giving him a bit of a lesson in there at what he normally does.
Push the holding, says referee Dave Paris. Oh, Dunne steps it up again. Starts to let the shots go with a bit more venom, as if he maybe feels that Rigby is weakening and could be ready to be taken out. Oh, that's a good right shot from Rigby. Best of the contest. Dunne hurt a little by that. That certainly registered, Glenn.
Yes, it did. It was a good shot. He tried to get a bit of power into that punch, but he needs to find something, Rigby. Maybe that's made a bit of a dent.
But then Dunne gets back to it again. And a left hook! Tremendous shot! And he's going to get stopped here, I think, Rigby, because he's going on a kind of bossa nova all around the ring. That was almost reminiscent of Zab Judah when he got stopped against Costa Shiu in a big controversy worldwide, but he's allowed to go on. Oh, and that must have been a very tight decision from Dave Paris about whether he allowed Rigby to carry on. It was a tremendous shot from Colin Dunne that decked him.
It was, and that was after Rigby had scored his best punch of the contest. Dunne came back with tremendous punch, and the legs were everywhere there. I think Dave Paris looked long and hard, give him the benefit of the doubt, but he didn't take any chances. He did have a good look. Look at the reaction from that punch.
That just travelled right the way down to the soles of his boots like an electric current.
Well, he tries to get up. Look at the legs there. Really struggling to find his feet there as he walked back to the corner. Tremendous punch from Dunne. That will have took an awful lot out of Rigby.
Meanwhile, in the corner, manager Jack Trickett was there with Rigby, and I just wonder whether they're going to pull him out of this. I think he's not right, because I don't think he can properly do lightweight anymore, even if he did come in 2 pounds inside. I don't care. He looks a weight drain fighter, which is to take nothing away from a splendid performance here from Colin Dunne.
Well, I don't think Dunne has really given him a chance to get in this fight whatsoever. He's kept the punches going in all the time, and Rigby's just not really known what's coming at him.
But Rigby is a man of tremendous pride and spirit, and he will not want it to go like this, but it's beginning to look as though Dunne has got him on a platter at the moment.
Good right hand from Dunne there over the top.
These body punches are taking their toll as well. I think Rigby's trying to give it a go. I just wonder whether they said in the corner, maybe just give it a try for another round or two.
Well, I think certainly there'll have been concern in the corner at the fact that Rigby's not getting into this fight at all.
think a few referees would have stopped the fight after the way Rigby went down and the daft dance he did around the ring after the punch had landed as he tried to get up.
Well, I think it was good refereeing to give Rigby the benefit to make, have a long look and then let him go on. He didn't panic, Dave Paris.
You can see from the effort Rigby's put in this round that Dave Paris got that right too, because Rigby is still competitive at the moment. Straight right through the middle this time from Dunne, who's got plenty of punches, hasn't he, in the locker?
Yeah, that's the good thing about Dunne. The punches just keep coming all the time.
Out there with the right hand and wanted to hold on. Good shot that was from Rigby.
But Dunne straight back. He doesn't give Rigby a chance, does he?
The left hook to the body looked a hurtful one. Is the left eye of Rigby just closing up a bit as well? He's giving everything he knows here, Wayne Rigby, to try to somehow get some kind of minor foothold in this. But his legs look a bit wooden to me still, Rigby. What do you think, Glenn?
Well, I think they do, but that's because he's been hit with some pretty good shots in this round as well. He's done well to take some of these, Rigby, and I think we've just got to keep an eye on him now because he's starting to take some pretty good ones.
Well, he tried to lift it there, Wayne Rigby. I think he's trying to prove to his cornerman that he deserves to go on in the fight, and maybe he did prove that.
You've got to go out here in that way.
Well, these are critical discussions which, of course, affect a fighter in so many ways. They've got to be worried about his health, and they are worried about his health. I think really their better instincts were telling him to pull him out the fight, you know, but a fighter will never quit.
Well, that's
anyway.
a crucial thing in a corner. You have got to have the strength of character to go against your fighter and pull him out. If you think that's the right decision, you can't rely on him. He will not want to quit.
And by pulling him out of a fight where he might be weight drained, they may be saving his career. That's the bigger picture. And when you think back to some tragedies, and I don't like to take the argument this deep, and we hope nothing of that nature should ever develop, they've got to think too about his long-term health here, if he is struggling, and I think he is.
Well, that's 2 pounds that is inside the weight. Could have been critical.
Well, it's too much, isn't it? It's too much to be inside.
It is. That was maybe he was trying too hard to make the weight. And it's a great error to come in that big. But I wouldn't take anything away from Dunne. Dunne's boxing a very good fight. He's never let Rigby into this.
It's the old Colin Dunne we're seeing here. Forget all the stories about him being on the edge of having to quit the business. But I still stick to what we said last time against Martin Jacobs. He was in a fog somehow. He wasn't himself for whatever reason. It might have been that flu he was talking about. But I think he lost that fight. He's winning this one all right, though. And there's another good left hook from the deserving Colin Dunne.
Well, if he has asked for one more round to try and make an impression, he hasn't done that, Rigby. He's still there, he's still throwing shots, but he's still taking too many for me.
And he's a long way behind. 3-punch combination. Thuds in, uppercut, right cross. Oh, and he gets done with a right hand! Can you believe that? Dunne says it's all right. He's protesting, but that was authentic enough that time. Are you all right? Well, this would be quite astonishing if somehow Wayne Rigby turned this around from here. Whatever next.
Well, that certainly have spurred Rigby on a little bit, give him a bit of hope when there might have seemed like there was none.
Suddenly, the flame burns again for Wayne Rigby in this fight. Dunne didn't seem badly shaken up by it. But I don't think there was any question about the authenticity of the knockdown that time. Well, remarkable development.
Hey, that wasn't a knockdown, but don't matter. Just carry on. Get on with it.
Well, this should be a good right uppercut. I think he just lost his footing again there, Ian. I really think he just lost his footing again. He's just turned around, getting the range. Good right uppercut, left hook. Tried to swivel out of the way, and he's lost his footing again.
Yeah, I think he did. That's why he was complaining. It looked for all the world, didn't it, as if he'd been caught by a right hand.
Yeah.
I can understand why Dave Parris scored it as a knockdown. Now he's protesting, and I think I have to say the video replay puts it in a different light.
It confirmed it that he had reason to complain.
It fooled us as well.
It did, it did.
Ninth round. Of course, the referees do not get the benefit of such video replays. Who knows? Maybe that will be introduced in world boxing to maybe correct scorecards, because it can be quite vital.
We could have done that a little bit recently as well, couldn't we? Good left hook there from Rigby. That seemed to just put a little shudder in the legs of Dunne.
Increased belief from Wayne Rigby, who seemed to be boxing on borrowed time with his corner on the verge of pulling him out of the fight. But now he may believe that against all odds he could win this. Yeah, it's good right hand and a body shot though from Dunne. Serious stuff from the champion.
Well, he just doesn't let up, does he, Colin Dunne? Just keeps the punches coming in. If he has to take one, he's straight back with two.
Oh, big left uppercut from Dunne. Well, we promised you a good fight between these two, and now you're getting it. It was very one-sided for a long, long time, but Rigby looks more competitive now than he's been at any stage in the contest. Dunne has had 2 knockdowns scored against him, sorry Glenn, and probably looking at them again, neither of them were, well, really should have counted.
Rigby's looking a bit stronger, looking to push Dunne back.
And Dunne, there, for a moment looked disorganised and worried as he fell against those ropes. This is not beyond Wayne Rigby yet. Took another right hand. Dunne has thrown so many punches and done so much work, and there must be just an element of him being a bit disillusioned. That's a slip, because Rigby's still there and apparently getting stronger somehow.
Well, that will be the immense training that he's done. But he's still taking shots from Dunne. He's coming forward, physically strong, but, you know, is he getting enough shots on?
Not as one-sided as they were. Maybe still, though, the greater volume of work and probably the cleaner work from Colin Dunne.
Decent right hand from Rigby, still trying to push Dunne onto the back foot.
It's an incredibly courageous effort, this, from Rigby, who clearly has problems in this fight. Great atmosphere between the two fighters as well. And still to come tonight on what should be a terrific night. The next up is, before Nassim Hamed, is going to be Michael Brodie, who should be a world champion by now, who was robbed in a WBC super bantamweight title fight. He's up at featherweight now. They're lining him up for Hamed. Tonight, though, he's got a huge test against a wild Argentinian called Pastor Maurin, who went the distance with Marco Antonio Barrera a couple of years back. There's Johnny Rotten. He's looking a bit older. I don't think Bill Grundy's around tonight, though. older viewers might remember the famous Sex Pistols interview.
Dig deep, grit your teeth. Come on.
Colin Dunne's big mate, Johnny Rotten, urging him on tonight. He must be ahead in the fight. 10th round. Dunne has to be in a handy lead. You'd think so anyway, though. Second-guessing WBU judges in particular is an extremely hazardous affair. Because just lately they've come up with some barely believable verdicts.
Well, big lead on my card for Dunne. A long way ahead. It's been all him, really. Rigby never really getting his boxing going, get the work rate going.
Just the odd success, but then Dunne turns the tables, and look at the way he just drives that left uppercut through the middle quite effortlessly. There's a lot of talent about Colin Dunne, always has been. He was a really pretty good amateur as well, national schools, junior ABAs, England international, that kind of thing. He didn't win an ABA championship though, and he made the final.
Good salvo of punches going in from Dunne there.
It's been a terrific night for him, and he came in with a lot of pressure as well tonight, Glenn.
Yeah, I think he did. He's got a lot to make amends for. Didn't look as good in his last fight.
A fight in which both men have been on the floor. Rigby showing enormous grit and courage to get up after looking on the very verge of being stopped in the 6th from an amazing left hook from Dunne. Ooh. The body shots, you can almost feel them from here. They make you wince to watch them go in.
Well, he's still trying so hard to win Rigby, but he's not getting the shots on that matter. It's Dunne who's getting the better of it.
Yeah, he's wading forward, Rigby, and trying his best, but look, all the accuracy is from Colin Dunne, who is cool and composed, and you're seeing all the experience that he's accumulated in here. This is a man who's been over this 12-round distance numerous times, in fact in every single one of his WBU defences. And the eyes are closing of Rigby now. He's taken an awful lot, and I just wonder whether the corner have got to have another think here about Rigby.
Well, he got caught with a big left hook and right hand, and there's more shots going in, and I'm sure they're worried in the corner where Rigby. He is taking quite a lot. He's tough and he's strong, but you know, this does have an effect.
I remember the way it all seemed to drain out of him in a matter of seconds against Michael Ayres. Do you remember when he just wandered back to the corner in that memorable fight? This time he walks back okay, but Dunne gave him a pounding in that round. Dunne is miles and miles and miles ahead. Has to be.
Beautiful. Just box cleverly. It's beautiful.
That was lovely boxing, son. Okay.
That was good.
It's a superb performance from him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very good performance. It's certainly.
Like you've been doing all the time.
Well, that's good. It's over now.
The fight is over. The fight is over. They are pulling Rigby out of the fight. Colin Dunne wins it and wins it by stoppage. First time that he's done that in his WBU reign. And you can see just what it means to him. He feels he's proved a lot of people wrong, but he still has time for a consoling word for Wayne Rigby, who gave it everything, but he was outboxed all the way by Colin Dunne, who showed tonight that he is far from a shot fighter. It was one of his best ever performances.
A very, very good performance. You've got to feel a bit sorry for Wayne Rigby. Never had tonight. I've got to say, I've got to commend the corner there. I thought that was a tremendous decision, a brave decision to pull him out then, because he's getting over the bad 6th round. But they knew it was falling away from him. They pulled him out, and I think good decision.
He deserves all the plaudits, Colin Dunne. Now let's just go on a rewind for a moment here. This is the moment they told Colin Dunne the fight had been stopped. Colin Lake, his trainer, gives him a big hug, and he's off on a lap of honour. and you can't blame him. It's a big win for Colin Dunne. It keeps him going in the business. For Wayne Rigby, I think he's had a lot of hard battles now, and they have to have a good think about what next for him. But I agree with you. Bob Shannon, the main man in the corner there, I think they were trying to pull him out a couple of rounds before, and in the end they know him well. It's a close-knit team, and they said, that's enough, Wayne, that's enough. And that's right,
yeah,
isn't it?
A professional and a caring corner. They give him the benefit of the doubt. A couple of rounds earlier, they decided, you know, he wasn't getting any further. He wasn't making an impact on Dunne. It was the right time and a good decision.
A magnificent win for Colin Dunne. A great rehabilitation night in a way for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dave Paris calls a halt to this contest. Officially, the end comes at the end of round number 10. Wayne Rigby is retired, unable to continue, the winner by technical knockout victory, and still the defending WBU lightweight champion of the world, Colin the Dynamo Dunne.
Class prevails. Sean Dunne, master craftsman at all times. Barry, you said this would be one of Dunne's best performances.
Yeah, I thought...
Was it?
Yes, I think it was a masterful display by him. He's a very difficult guy to hit with punches, and I was a bit annoyed with Ian referring to Rigby's weight trouble. That was really disparaging of Colin Dunne. Colin Dunne boxed brilliantly. He controlled the fight from the start to finish. He used his skills, and yesterday I said that his skill would be the deciding factor in the fight here tonight.
Just one point, it must be said in defence of Johnny Rotten, celebrity, getting in the spotlight, all of that. He is a true fan of Colin Dunne and has been in the fan club a long, long time. Dunne, I think, is going to have a word now at ringside and enjoy this moment.
Colin, that looked like one of your best ever performances.
You know, I shouldn't be talking to you, Ian.
Well, you've got to be in your bonnet, I know, with everybody, because we thought you lost the last fight, and we still do. But let's talk about tonight, because tonight was a big positive for you.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, the only thing I'll say about the last fight is I just wish I would have been given the benefit of the doubt, because it was my 37 pro fight, and the only fault on my record, obviously, apart from Michael Ayers, about I was young then, and so on and so forth. But basically, yeah, I mean, I've come back with a bang. I didn't come back to prove anything. I just come back as the real Colin Dunne. You know, I had personal problems, very cold of the way, and I caught a little chill. There was loads of different things went down. Lost a little bit too much weight, a little bit too quickly. I was never given credit for that, but I think I've proved myself tonight. He's a very strong. I've just got to take my hat off to Wayne Rigby. He's an absolute gentleman in the ring. He's you know, I mean, we're all gentlemen outside the ring, but Wayne Rigby's a gentleman in the ring. I'd just like to say that he's a true competitor.
It was a consummate performance from you. What do you want to do now in your career, having proved us all wrong? And I'm quite prepared to admit I was wrong.
Yeah, but one fight, you know, but one same, Ian.
This is Terry Toole, by the way, the manager. Go on, Terry.
But one night, Ian, and everyone to slag him off. It's wrong. You
well,
know, the kid's a good pro. You forget about the Philip Holidays and the Billy Schwartz. This kid's a good fighter.
Let me tell you something, Terry. We've always thought he was a good fighter, but we thought he lost against Martin Jakob. Where do you want to go from now, Colin?
Firstly, I'd just like to dedicate that fight to my Uncle Jimmy, who died of asbestosis, and I hope the turnover in the court brings me Auntie Barbara a good payday.
Is that your uncle who boxed in the Olympics?
Yeah, he boxed in Tokyo 64 Olympics at lightweight. He always said that I should have been a super featherweight, but I think I've proved him wrong a few times throughout my career. Where do I want to go from here? Just basically, we've got another fight set up with Barry Hearn. Me manager Terry and John Ireland have got together with Barry Hearn. John Ireland being my first and foremost promoter and a good friend. You know, he unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. But I mean, you know, I think that performance proves tonight that, you know, Colin Dunne's back. I'd never gone away, really. I'd never gone away.
Well done tonight. We're friends again now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.
They'll all be singing.